Hello there, and welcome to an episode of Reading Comments. Mwah. We are gathered here today to read the comments from the video of Anna Goes and Trashes a Target. And I wanted to go over this one not just because it's like going on 3 weeks old, but also because there were a lot of interesting comments about Anna's behavior that weren't like, oh my god. There were some very interesting reflections on Anna from people who have been watching her longer than I have. And who continue to watch her. And then I think, we may not get to it in this video, but I think I also want to go over the video of Anna's non-apology, so we'll do that one next. So, what I want to do for this format, because you guys seem to enjoy these, I just don't do enough of them, and I apologize, I'm going to try to do more. But you guys seem to like it when I read the comments, and if I mispronounce your YouTube handle, correct me down below. You'll have to do it phonetically or as phonetically as humanly possible because I am dyslexic and that's probably why I'm mispronouncing it. But that being said, we're going to start with members because members get benefits. And one of your benefits is I will read your comments first in comment videos. So, Rookies Whoopi put down the Christmas trees and is that a monkey? Sometimes I forget why I asked for some of the emojis, but clearly I asked for this, so good job. Mike Vasquez, oh, gosh darn it. Mike Vasquez said, I have people who do the finger snapping at me in stores where I don't work. And Cordelia says, me too, mostly when I was a teenager. I guess people just think that you work there when you're a kid. I remember being at a department store once and this woman, probably in her 40s to 50s, yelled, excuse me, at me, very sharp and nasty. And I was like, huh? And she was mad because she'd been trying to get my attention because she wanted help with something and I wasn't responding. Because I don't work there. When I explained that to her, she just said, oh, and stormed off. I think that I was now the bad guy for not being an employee. Yeah, how dare? How dare? This happens to me on occasion, mostly when I'm in craft stores. I guess I look like a craft store employee, I guess. But the other time that this really happens to me is anytime I go to like the Asian supermarkets, especially if I'm by myself. These little tiny old Asian women will come up to me. They don't talk to me. They just point and they'll point at something and then they'll point at me as if I know they know I don't work there. I know that. They know I don't work there. I know they know. But they'll do that. Now, keep in mind, I am 5 feet tall. These women, they want me to get stuff off of the shelves that are taller than them. And I'm just like, all right. So I do my best because I think it's funny. And they'll do that when my partner is next to me, who is like 6 feet tall. They will ask me to get the thing. Like, this dude is as tall as the shelf. Ask him to do it. I guess they're just like intimidated by him because he is 6 foot tall. He's a very big guy, not like that big. He's like big. Like linebacker big. Maybe not that big, but you guys get my drift. Anyway, I actually enjoy getting things off the shelves for the little tiny women just because it makes me feel special because they think I'm taller than them. Tequila and Donuts says, I've watched Glitter and Lasers for years because I find it interesting to see what she does curate for her posts. I sincerely believe she semi-scripts something before she walks in. I can picture her having a storyboard with notes of can't find cute clothes in my size, only find dowdy clothes in plus, redress mannequin for playful moment, snack to support workout possible sponsor tie-in. If this is the case, it would explain the arc of the story. She'd have to shop first where there wasn't her size, and the closing moment at the attempt at lightheartedness, followed by ending at food where she could slip in a plug for that weirdo trainer thing of hers, if her soft pitch to her contact said yes. I think she's trying to push for a Quest sponsorship because I feel like Quest used to do that, used to use influencers as their advertising. I know that Build Bar that she held up during her snack haul did definitely used to do that because I watched a lot of health influencers at the time and all of them were like shilling that Build Bar and I'm like, it's a candy bar. It's just a candy bar. I will die on that hill, y'all. I've had two other people who are actual bodybuilders, one of them being Chikara transformations, go, yeah, they taste nice, but they're basically just candy bars. So, booyah. Anyway, I do think she scripts things. I think that's why the Target haul was so strange for a lot of people, and we'll get into that when we get to the subscriber comments. Um, just because it just apparently caught so many people off guard. Like, I don't know the history of glitter and lasers yet. Um, but I have one of the reasons I wanted to go over the comments in the section is just because like a lot of people were pointing out that this was just very extra behavior for her. So we'll talk about that. Cordelia says, I'm quite sure when she says, quote, recovery, it's from her workouts, which is bonkers, but is also basically everything she does. Messing with the mannequin's clothes was so childish. She was basically playing human-sized Barbie. I know I did some dumb teenager shit when I was a teenager, but that would have made me cringe if I'd had a friend of mine who had done that even back then. I was all about the fancy clothes from thrift stores or the flea market with boots and jackets then. I mean, yeah, but when I was a kid, the thing is I can see teenagers doing that because I'm almost positive if you had followed me around with a camera when I was a teenager, I'm almost positive somewhere either myself or one of my idiot friends would have attempted to do something that dumb. Um so I'm not going to act like as a child I would not have done that. I'm sure we've all fantasized about doing it. The difference is I'm an adult now, and so is Anna. And she really should have known better. Also, at this age, like, I've now had a job in retail. I now know what it takes to redress those damn mannequins. You know, it's I understand the trials and tribulations of being a customer service employee. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put a person who works at Target or any store through the hassle of having to clean up after me because I'm a bad shopper. Because I'm an adult. You know? The, I'm not saying people don't do what Anna did. I'm saying adults don't do what Anna did. Children do that. Young teenagers who are idiots do that. Not adults. I don't know why YouTube does this. Sometimes it gives me your real name, sometimes your screen name. Sometimes it gives me this weird whatever. Oh, hey Scooter. Thanks for the 2 months of subscription of being a subscriber. I didn't know it did that. Anyway, Scooter says, I used to work in retail and I go through stores rearranging and organizing the stuff. I do that too sometimes. I will. I was taught to put a finger's space between the hangers. Now, I worked at like a lingerie store, so we didn't have a ton of inventory, which means you could space things that well. But I realize that some of these stores are just like crammed in there, kind of like my closet right now. But I do sometimes go back and just try to like hang things back up and space things out. I don't rearrange the mannequins because that's not my job. Um, Scooter says, also not to be mean, but she looks pretty rough that day too. Yeah, we're going to get into that, honestly. And I think we get into it. Yeah, here we go. Is it Miles Spantos or Miles Pantos? Pantos? Correct me if you will. I'm okay with it, seriously. He said, they say, I'm concerned for her right now. This video was very aggro. Yeah. And I mean, obviously narcissistic. Come on. She's been seeming kind of unstable lately. Jakara commented on this too. There were many videos where Anna acts drunk, like full on would not pass sobriety test drunk. Her content and production has created an echo chamber for her. I hope she takes some time to rethink. I don't know if I want to go as far as to say that Anna looks like she's on any particular substance at any point. All right, we're just going to do this. It takes some pretty out of character behavior for me to ever say that. Like I've only said it about Amber once, except for the times when she was literally drunk. Um, but the I also don't follow Anna very closely, so I don't know what her baseline behavior looks like. I just know in this video, you could tell she was angry at times because you just her body language and her facial expressions and the tone of her voice, she was clearly angry, especially before she got to the snack aisle. Um, I don't know if this is what it she I guess my other defense of this one is that her behavior for me is always so like over the damn top and always so like wee kind of bubbly hyper that that's kind of the vibe I was getting at the beginning anyway. So if you just kind of combine her usual fake happy with the fact that she was clearly unhappy, you know, she's faking it even harder than normal. I guess I feel like that's the kind of behavior you would have gotten. But again, this isn't the only comment that says this. So it really got me thinking. JBP girl says, completely agree. She seems to be getting angrier and more manic, and then the incessant giggling to mask it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's so obvious, and it's fueled by her comment section. My goodness, the ass kissing in her comment section is just gross. I mean, we can flip through her comment section sometime, but the problem is Anna curates it so much that it's not a reliable source, I guess is my point. I'm not saying the good comments aren't actually there. I'm just saying she removes all of the negative comments as well. And so you don't get to see the ratio of good to bad comments. Though I do go through her comments a little bit on her non-apology video, and she's just getting roasted. So I can imagine that's what it looks like, because I don't think you can curate the comments on your shorts yet. Maybe you can. I don't know. Rach says, I think she's just the same as Amber, but is sneakier about the narcissism. She puts on a fake happy attitude constantly, but is angry that she's big and can't fit anything. Trust me, I know the feeling. And she doesn't gotta lie about it and just own up to the bitchdom. Feel the bitchiness, I say. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. Yeah, I mean, everybody gets aggravated when they see something that they want to wear and it doesn't fit. Like shoes, dresses, pants. Pants are usually the problem with me because I got a booty. They just don't make pants for booties. Sad. So, I mean, I get the aggravation of it, but Anna's also very comfortable shopping online. So, and she recently did a Target haul where she shopped for it all online. So why did she do what she did? The only thing I can it was a setup. Like Tequila and Donuts was saying. This was scripted, but also not. I think she really did think she was going to go into the straight size section and find things that fit her, because I think she's got that body dysmorphia thing where she really does think she's smaller than she is. And that was just a rude wake-up call for her that she didn't appreciate. Paulus NG says, I used to visit the farms a few years ago and she had her own section and they would always comment on how she had a drinking problem. I don't go there anymore because of reasons, but it seems that it has been an issue since the beginning of her channel. Again, I don't know. I'm not comfortable about that kind of an accusation, but again, I don't watch her that frequently. I know somewhere in here someone talks about how she used to have videos of herself drinking fairly frequently on camera, and so there's like reasons for people to wonder about the being drunk part. But Des says to Paulus, I wonder where they heard that. What's interesting is that she's been on Ozempic a while. One thing, it's being studied now for its ability to make many drug addicts and alcoholics completely or mostly stop craving and using substances. Like, okay, interesting. And some have said the same thing about gambling addictions. I want to do a video on Ozempic, on my thoughts about Ozempic, because there's some really interesting stuff that I'm starting to hear, not from YouTube, but from other sources like NPR, about Ozempic. It's very fascinating to me. It's not shown the same success with, but I can say it blocks some of the buzz, and Moronjo blocks all of the buzz. I'm not on methadone. It'd be odd that she's drinking more now, I guess it's possible that. Okay, so I guess what Des is trying to say is that Ozempic, which we know she's on, even though she very rarely talks about it, um, is showing signs of blocking even substance cravings, which is interesting to me. So there's that. And then Jess Hayward says, I think she's super sick right now. She does not look well at all. To be frank, she did not look good in that video, and the longer the video went on, the worse she. Decimeter, good job. Good job. Seriously, good job. Garlic Breath and Farts says, I wish Anna would come to southern Albania and shop for clothes. It would be very humorous. She would be eaten alive here. You're in Albania. What's Albania like? Am I saying it right? What is Albania like? Aw, you've been around almost since inception. Thanks. Yeah, anyway, what's Albania like? Is it cold? I don't know anything about it other than like it's like an Eastern European country. And now I'm not even sure I know that. But Maggie says, I wonder if bubble guts from all the whey protein has hit her yet. Interesting. Necrodancy. This time of year, you have the seasonal workers who have all been rushed through training with high expectations on their shoulders. They cut back on positions. So now you're responsible for all aspects of your department, and Soft Lines is its own hell within the Target ecosystem. I'm guessing that's the clothing departments. Trying to keep people from being weird with the mannequins is honestly cherry on top of the shit they deal with. Also, mannequins are set by corporate, so you really can't throw whatever on one and call it a day. This is such a stressful watch. Yeah, I mean, it was stressful, I think, for everyone who wasn't born a jerk face. There was someone in the comment section of this video who I had to kick because they were just being terrible. I think the final comment was on a different video where they were blatantly just being racist. So I was like, bye. But unfortunately, that deleted all of their comments from this video as well. So, but they were on here I think they were just starting a fight. I think they were just lonely. They needed someone to talk to. So they came to the comment section and said inflammatory remarks about how Target employees are not real people and we should all just shut up because corporate. The argument was very weak. And basically they were just talking about what a horrible person they were. So anyway. Cat Whisperer says she originally used her channel to do plus size try on hauls back then. She would hide the actual size she was buying, or if she showed the size, she would be dramatic about how stupid women's clothing sizes are. They are stupid, though, to be fair. I remember watching one of her videos and she said she wore the same size pants that I was wearing then, and I immediately asked my husband if I was that big. He said not even close, and she was delusional. In Anna's defense, women's clothing sizes are stupid. They don't make sense. If you look at the way men's clothes are sized versus how women's clothes are sized, men's clothes are sized by the waist and the length. So when we went to go buy pants for my partner, he was wearing what was he wearing? 38 by 32 or something like that. I don't remember. I'm just throwing numbers out there at this point. Which all of the pants are marked that way. They're marked by the waist circumference and the length. Which is all you need to know to buy the damn clothes. Women's clothing, we couldn't possibly put the actual waist circumference on the clothing. For some strange reason, we have to have arbitrary numbers that fluctuate depending on where you buy the clothes, what the brand of clothing is, and the year that you're buying it in. Because a 12 in this era is not a 12 from my childhood. So there's that. The 12 that Marilyn Monroe wore is not the 12 that we sell today. So when people are like, Marilyn Monroe wore a size 12. Yeah, that size 12 is like a size 8 today. Something like that. Anyway. So yes, women's clothing sizes are stupid. And as far as I know, that's true across like most countries. European sizes are different than American sizes, and none of them are waist circumference versus length. So there you go. I don't know why we have to be special, but we are. And I hate it. JBP girl says, "Oh my god, everything she wears, she does wear really tight clothes. She likes to be able to see the details on her skin through her clothing." Cat Whisper says, "What is it about these obese girls liking their clothes so dang tight?" Yes, I have noticed that with a lot of the plus size and the fat acceptance and the haze people. They like to wear very garish, very bright, very tight, very revealing clothing. Clothing that I would not see on a normal sized person in a normal situation. So it's definitely its own fashion culture, plus size clothing. So Hannah Sunna Havana Sun. I can read, I swear to God. It's because she tries to squeeze herself into the largest plus size option. This is true. We've seen her do it. I don't remember what video it was that I was looking at, but she had what I thought was a really cute top on. I think it was the snack haul. She had this really cute top on, and I was like, I actually like that for once. Anna's wearing something that I like. It looks a little tight on her, like everything, but she had an affiliate link, and I clicked on the affiliate link because I was like, shits and giggles. First off, the shirt was like $80 or something insane, and I was just like, no. Secondly, it's a dress. The largest size that place sold was a 26. That's not the size on the model. Anna was wearing this this dress like it was a shirt. It didn't come down past her hips. It was a very Amberlynn moment, except Amber will admit that she buys dresses to wear them like shirts. Anna bought a dress and is unironically wearing it like a shirt and just kind of not mentioning it. Not that she needs to tell me every time she's wearing a dress like a shirt. It's just maybe don't put the affiliate link in so that I can go look and see that you're clearly wearing a dress as a shirt because you don't fit. Anyway, Cat Whisper says, at one point in my life, I keep trying to squeeze into a size 24, even though I should have gone up to a 28. Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to admit it. Sometimes you just don't want to admit that you've gained the weight. When I had to, I don't wear an 18 anymore, but when I had to size up from a 16 to an 18, that was the day I was like, and we're done. Anyway, she clearly has that body dysmorphia and sees herself as smaller. I really think that's the main crux of it all. And now that she's been working out and eating healthy and losing weight, now she thinks she should be much, much smaller than she actually is, as opposed to having a more realistic look, which also tells me that she's not taking measurements. She's just weighing herself and looking in a mirror. And I think if she were to measure herself, like her waist, and just, take measurements, measure your arms, measure your waist, measure your bust, measure your ass. I think if she were to do that, she'd probably have a more realistic outlook on what she wears, because that's how I keep myself in check. I can look in a mirror. It's fine, depending on the mirror, but numbers tend to not lie. I mean, granted, nobody's going to measure themselves perfectly, but consistency is key. And if you keep track of that, you will see the loss, and you'll probably see the loss in the numbers before you see the loss on your body. You'll also know what size you wear. Sugar Shay says, a few things I noticed. When she went to the straight size section, it almost looked like the junior section. Yes, this is the comment I was looking for. Things a 12-year-old would wear. She also sounds winded and manic when she went to the plus size section. I personally think she ended up lashing out, saying the mannequins were trash because she could not find her size, and it went to the snack section to pacify herself. Yes. Hence the shopping spree. Once she entered that section, it was all sunshine and rainbows for her. The way she speaks and lights up about the food, like she has a food addiction. Yes. I don't see chefs light up like she does. My cousin is a chef, and I don't think I've ever seen my cousin go completely bonkers over anything. Maybe if it was a super rare, super delicious ingredient, maybe, but I've not seen it. And my cousin can cook, so... Anna shows more enthusiasm for food or the topic than anything else. It really sad when you think about the fact that she is a woman in her 30s that food gives her the most happiness in life. I have personally tried those quote snacks in college or on the run, and frankly, they are all gross. I've I've tried those Quest chips. We went to when we were in Salem. The guy had Quest chips and some kind of protein bar set out for us with a big basket of Halloween candy as well. I can tell you which one got eaten first. And I tried the Quest chips just out of curiosity, and they're like cardboard, like flavored crispy cardboard. They're nothing to write home about. They're not the thing I would eat if I was snacky, and they're certainly not the thing I would eat if I was hungry. So Liz K says, yeah, sometimes when I'm doing field work or camping, wait. Are you one of the few archaeologists that also watch this stuff with me? I will grab a protein bar. I tried Quest and man, I would rather take cheap Lay's. At least there's texture. Yeah, see that was kind of my thought too. Those snacks are so expensive for the tiny serving. I usually just roast some chickpeas and season them like crazy. Works way better and much cheaper. I bet you could just like throw some chickpeas in like the air fryer. What have I done that with before? Crap. I've done that with other vegetables. Oh, green beans. Not canned or frozen. You got to use fresh ones. But yeah, you can do that with green beans too. What was I going to say? Oh, field work. I used to carry protein bars when I very first started working because I was convinced that I needed the extra calories when I was working. And the only one that I found at the time, keep in mind this was a while ago, were Luna bar. The only ones I could find that I liked, A, the taste of, and B, the texture of, and I wasn't crazy about it, were the Luna bars. And the reason that I liked them is because they tasted like candy bars. What was the big one back then? Build? I don't know how to describe it other than it looked like really formed excrement in a baggie. As soon as it got warm, it just would. It was awful, and it tasted awful, and it looked awful. And people were like, "Oh my god, it's the best thing you could eat," and I'm like, I would rather starve. I would rather starve. But I quit carrying protein bars with me because A, they would melt. They would melt in the heat. So they really weren't great for long hauls. And I didn't like the way they tasted. And I found honestly that just like eating jerky, I know that's not the best alternative, but it was better than the protein bar. So I would just eat jerky and like yep, veggie sticks and snap peas, the sugar snap peas, the big fat round ones. I found that eating vegetables with the the jerky, maybe I need to go get some. That actually would fill me up and hold me over longer anyway, and in the long run, it was probably healthier for me. So I just quit carrying that kind of stuff. I never tried doing the protein chips because that stuff just doesn't fill me up. And I knew that going in. So it's like trail mix. Trail mix doesn't do anything for me. You know, a lot of people are saying they can't. The protein snacks actually upset their stomachs. I could see that. Sea glass and sage, welcome aboard. Did I not say that? Welcome aboard. I don't know how it picks these, but they're pretty much what I would say anyway. Elder Mowich, as a former retail manager who had to dress mannequins, this is awful. We had floor plans to follow that dictate the set outfits for the mannequins that the company wanted to sell. If they weren't done correctly, we'd get in trouble. She got someone or a few people in trouble that day. Mimi said, came to say this. When I worked at American Eagle, we would be there past midnight redressing mannequins for the season. And if Anna came in and messed it all up, I'd make her fix it back. I wonder if they did. Maybe that's what set her off. She had to put it back. Who knows? I doubt it, but it would be really kind of cool if they did. Emily with Rose basically saying the same thing about Bath and Body Works. Like their displays have to be a certain way. Stores want things to look a certain way because they've done research that tells them that that's going to be the most eye-catching way to get customers to buy the stuff. So, you know, they've invested money in the design of these displays. They kind of want the display to look the way that they've paid money to have it look. Like, it's still a business at the end of the day. Lyman says, and the people who going to clean up after her are not being paid well. Most retail stores are desperate for people as well. She's the kind of customer that makes people find different non-retail restaurant customer service jobs. Yeah, because you know she got uppity about it. Someone says the mannequin looked better before she redid it. Yeah, the mannequin looked fine. Cat Whisper says her fashion style is akin to a child's. Actually, I think my 9-year-old twins have better sense. I don't like Anna's fashion. And that's the reason I read that one, just to kind of put that out there. I'm 212 and I can fit in the straight size section when it's a XXL. I'm much smaller than Anna. Yeah. The day I could actually shop in the regular size section, I was very happy. I felt normal for the first time. So I understand why Anna wanted to shop in the straight size section and not shop in the plus size section. I do. But Anna's whole thing is she's a plus size influencer, fashion influencer. Like, why should that bother her? Like, she should have just made a beeline for the plus section and not even bothered going into the straight size section. Which just tells me for all of her rhetoric and all of her, I'm happy with my body's big and beautiful. She's not happy with the size and she wants to be smaller. Like, I think 90% of the haze and the fat acceptance people, they're just trying to convince themselves, or they're being paid to convince themselves that they're happy being obese when really they're not. And I think Anna's whole fit over not being able to find clothes in the regular size section is proof of that. Anyway, Jewel T says there are some biological and scientific reasons for beauty standards like symmetry and color theory, but overall beauty and fashion is open to interpretation. Which is why I always say I don't like Anna's fashion. That doesn't mean anything. Why not just live and let live? Why did Anna feel the need to judge so harshly? She really did go into those mannequins. Like, she was personally affronted by them. Also, I think Anna returns the majority of the clothes she purchases. I would hope. Good God. The amount of clothes that she's bought in the past 2 months in general, like, where do you even put all of that? Let's see. I was going to say, I could tell just by scrolling. That's Ugna. Look, one of the reasons I like doing these videos is because I like these long form comments. I like it better. Yeah, there we go. I like it better when there's like timestamps because sometimes I forget what the hell I was talking about. But if people do comments like this, it's fine. They don't bother me at all. So don't feel shy. So Ugna says, someone made the comment asking why she wouldn't have washed her face and brushed her hair. So seeing her put on that hat is gross. She did look rough. Also, she clearly knows that that's not how you wear that stupid hat. I have a similar problem to Anna, and I do have fits. I'm flat-chested. Solidarity. And I have to wear children's bras. I did too. Oh my God. They grow, I promise. The difference is Anna can lose weight. I can't magically grow boobs. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. We all got problems. Or maybe you won't. You know what? There is a benefit to being small-chested, and that is that you, A, fit into most things, and B, you can sleep on your chest or your sides, and you don't have to worry about smothering yourself in the middle of the night. Looking for a job comment was the thing that ticked me off the most. That person is her employee. She's trying to pretend that the audience is in the store with her. Oh, yeah, no, half the video, she clearly had somebody following her around. The other half of the video, she was clearly filming herself. So I just want to know what happened, or if they were always doing it that way and then they had planned to splice it together. So the looking for a job comment, I think that was more offhanded than it was really meant to be, but it did come off very, very crappily. I don't think she really meant it to be. To be coming from someone like her at this moment in time, really did kind of rub a lot of people the wrong way. But it just shows you how out of touch she is. I wonder if she shops when she's depressed. She looks like ALR. She's in literal public and she looks like she hasn't bathed. She did look rough. I'm going to keep saying that. Nuts are mostly unsaturated fat bombs, but they are whole foods which contain protein, fiber, and vitamins and minerals. Yes, I think I said something about eat nuts because they have protein in them. And yes, they are fat bombs. I'm sorry, I forgot. They do have some protein in them, though. I'm not completely wrong. This is her local Target. How does she not know they don't have her size? She says she's been in Target. She hasn't been in Target in a long time, but it hasn't been years. What made her think she would find clothes that fit her? Optimism? Protein is just a new fad. 15 years ago, it was fiber. There were liquid meal replacement, Weight Watchers, lean cuisine meals. It's just a way to sell something. If she's on Ozempic, she shouldn't be this hungry. Exactly. She's clearly buying the food just to be happy. Exactly. That's addict behavior. I will call that one out. If she's on Ozempic, everything I've heard says that Ozempic not only makes you nauseous and stuff the first couple weeks that you're on it, but it eliminates the desire to eat. Like you don't have hunger cues anymore. So you actually have to make sure that you are eating because you won't eat otherwise. You just don't know you're hungry, which is how you lose the weight. Well, part of it. It does other things too. It like regulates your blood sugar, which is also very important to weight loss and weight maintenance. Anna's clearly upset about something. She was raging. This also confirms to me that she's a very lonely person. This is exactly like ALR. Complaining to the camera. She did some shorts sponsored by Disney with her friend. Her friend was straight sized. She had a short with some other friends, all straight sized. I don't think Anna has anyone else in her life who is as big. And I think she's very lonely and mainly jealous because of it. Yeah. I saw the shorts that people were talking about, and I wouldn't say that her friend is like straight size, but I guess according to like fat acceptance, she probably is because she looks like she's roughly my size, if not a little bit bigger. But that could be camera angles too. And these were shorts, so I got to see like 2 whole seconds of her before the next image popped up. Um, but Anna is definitely the largest person in her community circle. And I think she made a video one time saying something like not liking being the fat friend or something. Or maybe I'm confusing that with someone else. Ah, well, of course we're reading Kicking Geese's. I bet she bought the 2X thinking it would honestly fit her. Kicking Geese. If you don't watch Kicking Geese, you should. I bet she thought the 2X thing. Try this again. I bet she bought the 2X thinking it would honestly fit her. I mean, look at the shirt she has on here. It's very small on her, but I'm sure she disagrees. She loves tight clothes. That's her thing. Hashtag it's the food, or rather lack of it, processed semi-product food. Um, Uncomfortable Ginger says, my guess is that a manager did come over and tell her to cut it out. Filming like that in public spaces is usually frowned upon, especially in corporate. Yeah, that's the other thing. Stores don't usually like it when you do that kind of like film like that without permission. So, I mean, I've heard stories of people being asked to leave because they were filming, but I also see lots of footage of people shopping in stores with their cameras, so I think it's just a matter of like how much of a pain in the ass you're being, and that was above and beyond the Call of Duty there. Her boiling point says she's stuck at 13. Why does she want to relive her junior high days all the time? Being a fat teen was this exact trip to Target. Yep. Before plus size was anything much. Agreed. I agreed. I also wish Whole Food wasn't a trademark thing because we really need to eat food as it comes sometimes. No wonder she's depressed. Yeah, she's probably not eating well. As he asked me if this was typical behavior, I have no. But someone says she's almost always like this. Matty, Matty, T. We're going with Maddie. Sorry, correct me. Please correct me. She's always like this. So I don't know. I don't know her base behavior yet. Platinum Lemur says, I wish she'd do a deal with HelloFresh. I don't think HelloFresh wants anything to do with her. Ah, yes, fellow sociologist. Well, not fellow, but friend sociologist. We're not the same thing. People think we're the same thing. We're not the same thing. But I would totally watch a sociologist look at Anna. Kikingi says, she's tearing up the displays. This is disgraceful. Oh my God. Way worse than ALR ever was in a store. I've got to give Amber that. And I'm just like, that is such a sad way for Amber to get points, is that Anna's behavior is even worse. Amber's thing is she's got to touch everything. She's just got to touch everything when she goes through a store. Anna apparently likes to tear things up. Amber, as far as I know, has never intentionally destroyed a display. Yeah, for real, Amber doesn't throw temper tantrums and destroy displays when she knows clothes won't fit her. Amber doesn't even shop in stores. She knows better. Zen Noodle says, I try to shop and neaten up after myself in a way where I think the retail workers would say, an attempt was made. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. I'm just like, I know I can't fold the shirt the way that they fold the shirts, but at least I try. At least I try to fold it and put it back neatly. Or I will take it, if you try something on, you go to the try on room, obviously. Instead of trying to put it back on the rack, they usually have a place for you to put the clothes because they want you to, so that they can put the clothes back correctly. That's like the place to drop things off if if you've tried it on or something, or if you've messed it up, you've messed up the folding, just take it to the changing room, give it to them, and they will put it back the way it's supposed to be. It's like going to the library. They usually don't want you to reshelve the book yourself. They want you to put it on the cart and then they will reshelve it for you because you're going to screw it up. Is this my point? But yeah, an attempt was made. At least shows that you're not like a jerk. Anyway. Sen Noodle says, also when I was plus size, I definitely toddle into a straight section and realize I'm not there yet and gotten grumpy and projected my disappointment in myself all over. Fair. You get the you get disappointed when you think you're one way and get proof that you're not. True. The difference is I didn't film myself and think it made a great content. Most folks don't film their Target trips because they're chaotic. Come out with a bunch of stuff you don't mean to, disappointed at the stock, manic or depressed, etc. Yeah, we've all, if we have struggled with our weights, and even then, my best friend, we went to Hot Topic one time. This is way back in high school, by the way. Like, I don't even think I was in high school, honestly, because I didn't go to high school in Illinois. Anyway, we had gone to Hot Topic for some strange reason. At the time, Hot Topic carried a size 0. It was too big. So, my friend was chronically small in high school. This is why when people are like, skinny people don't get made fun of. Yes, they do. They do. I will come after you. Anyway, so we had gone into Hot Topic and like they didn't have my size because my fat ass didn't fit shit. And they didn't have her size because she was too small. And it was just like, why are we here? It was ridiculous. I guess the only caveat I could have with that is you can always size down clothing. Like you can take it and get it tailored, or you can learn to sew and take it in yourself. That's what I do a lot of times these days. But when you're too big, you can't really size up very well. You got to add fabric at that point, and it's just a whole thing. Mike Vasquez points out the marketing division determines how to dress and where to place the mannequins based on the contracts they've made with the brands they carry. People often forget that barring their house brands, big box stores are essentially consignment retailers. That's a good point. Des says she buys clothes all of the time. She knows what size she wears. She wasn't even in the right section at first. Plus size is always in the back. True story. She didn't even look at the size on most things she grabbed and tried to put on before throwing it into a wad on the whatever random shelf she was near. Also, another thing that I hate. She also sexually harassed the guys stocking the shelf after she left the protein snack section. Not sure if I don't know if I did, because I didn't understand what was happening in that moment. It was very quick, and by that point, I was not in the mood. And I say so. I thought at that point she was talking about the guys in the pictures in, how they have like the ad pictures next to the products, especially in like the hygiene and the makeup sections. I thought that's what she was talking about. She might have been talking about the guys stocking the shelves, like putting the stuff on the shelves themselves. Um, on the one hand, if she's talking about the guys in the pictures, I mean, they're kind of filmed that way so that they look hot and sexy and make you want to buy the product, because clearly if you buy the product, you'll look just like them, kind of a thing. But if she was like effectively catcalling the employees, that's really low. She's often inappropriate though with her behavior towards men, I've noticed. Lily Does Stuff says, I think she initially posted this in hopes of getting support from the body positivity fat acceptance community and trying to out Target as a not size inclusive shop that doesn't have a wide range of sizes and that dresses the mannequins on plus size section badly, quote, on purpose. But either later noticed how badly she looked or started getting less than positive feedback from her community. Um, hey, you came over from Chikara's transformations. Yay! Uh, I know that she's really being like Anna's big thing started with the fat acceptance and the haze and the body positivity people. Like that was how she got her start. So when she started losing weight, really honestly for health reasons, she's got several health issues that are mostly, I would say, pretty much the result of her obesity. Like most obese people, she she started losing weight because she got scared, as you should. And I know that she got so much backlash from the fat acceptance community because she lost weight. And she's never really gotten over that part of it. Like, because I'm sure she lost a huge chunk of support. Maybe that's why her subscriber numbers are so incredibly high, but her viewer numbers are very low. It's a very suspicious ratio, is what I'm saying. Sally Valdo Mitchell. Valado Mitchell? Correct me, please. It's like an average sized woman going into the baby clothes section and trying to find baby clothes to wear because in reality, she wants to dress like a 12-year-old girl, not a 30-year-old overweight woman. Amen. That would that would drive me crazy too. I had a friend who Diamond Girl says I used to have a friend who'd throw shoes around and not put them back in their boxes. We would not go shopping anymore together. Trying to see if there's anything on here that hasn't already been said. That's why I started all the way back. Nick Pick says, all these millennial obese ladies, yeah, see, there's a bunch of here I've never even seen. All these millennial obese ladies are, in my opinion, the net effect of Bridget Jones. I remember reading that book in the early 2000s, thought it was entertaining, but also thought it was a mess of a woman. All these ladies in their adolescence grew up with the movie, with women in the media at the time gushing over it. Anna et al. Probably had no proper role models at home. All these ladies now have main character syndrome. They concurrently hate themselves. Good use of words. Hate themselves, but also are incredibly vain and fundamentally do not want to change. They think that their car crash behavior is cute and quirky, and they've been spoiled for whatever reason and have never been told no. Too bad I can't. Well, I sort of can like it twice. Agreed. I don't know about the whole Bridget Jones thing. Like, I don't. I never read that book and I never watched the movie because I hate rom coms, like, with an undying passion. And so I just never even got near that movie or the book. And I also hate that kind of like infantilization of women. We can go into all kinds of things later. But yeah, I do agree that there was a definite shift in the culture scheme as far as like the quirky manic pixie chick hot babe thing, you know, crazy hot sexy chick. What am I trying to say? Crazy hot girl. I hated that. It was awful. And apparently millennials took it and ran with it because just like I won't paint all millennials with that brush because technically I guess I kind of qualify but not really. Um but like the millennials that make the media and who are in television shows, represented in television shows, and are usually not played by people who are millennials, by the way. Um, that stereotype definitely has legs and has definitely carried through. And God, who was I watching yesterday? Even who was just watching random TikToks made by millennials. I'm putting that in quotes because I can't confirm or deny if how old these other women were. Oh my God. It was is there something beyond cringe because that's what these things were. They were like I died. I died so much inside. And I only watched like 3 of the clips and I'm just like, how did you make a 30-minute video and not like bleached your entire brain afterwards? It was awful. Absolutely awful. Anyway, That was very useful information for me to share with all of you. Barbara Heaton says, some things to note about Anna. Wait, come back. 1, the only weight loss she has accomplished in years, and she has lost some weight, particularly in her waist, is because she's on the weight loss medication that everyone is raving about. 2, she also hid the fact that she was on this medication until someone outed her, and then she admitted it. 3, she just spent $2,500 on clothes she ordered online from Target, which took up, that's right, that was the big ass haul that she just did. It took up 3 full videos to go through 27 items she purchased. She already knows that stores don't carry her size. Even in the plus size section. 5, the video she did before this was what I eat. She was paid to do. Was she? I know she had affiliate links for everything, but was she paid to do it? 6, also all the travel videos she does, the travel sponsored and therefore paid as well. Yeah, and she is very sneaky about not mentioning that when she goes traveling and it's a sponsored trip. She buries that fact pretty hard, and I don't know why. Just say you're sponsored. I don't know why anyone would care. 7, up until recently, she claims to have always been a size 3X, which is not physically possible. So she has been lying about her clothing size since forever. 8, I weighed 100 pounds less than her, and my measurements are 49, 42, 46, and I wear a 2X, so she is basically full of it. The bottom line with Anna is she doesn't promote anything unless it's sponsored and paid for by someone else. I mean, she's a businesswoman. I'm not going to hold it against her. I just don't like that she won't mention it. It's shady. Her personal trainer and dietitian are through a computer. Yeah, that co-pilot thing, I have opinions. Which, again, are paying her to promote them as workouts and eats better. She's even getting her primary doctor and therapist that way, also sponsored by them and promoted by her. Really? I didn't know that one. She used to be drinking wine in every video she did until her fans started asking her if she was an alcoholic. Then she claims she totally quit drinking, and you never see her in a video with wine anymore. And again, people are saying she was drunk in that Target video. I don't know. Daisy and Me says, I agree with you about her sizes, but I'm her height and weight. I'm her height and weigh well under 200 pounds, yet I wear an XXL to a 2X. How is she even wearing a 2 to 3X? Well, that was kind of the point. She's not. It's insanity. On a recent video, she is trying on a XXL coat and claims it fits when it's form-fitting. Yeah, that teddy bear jacket was supposed to be loose. Form-fitting on her. She clearly needs at least a 3 to 4X now and that's a tight squeeze. She is the most self-absorbed and shallow human I've ever seen. There we go. We're just going to leave that one there. Goonerette says, Anna shopping at Target reminds me of the way people shop at Primark. Pick up, unfold, take a look, decide to just dump it like it's a piece of rubbish. Dude, that's my big problem with Primark too. People shop there like it's a rummage sale. It really kind of ticks me off. I like Primark too. It's just really hard to find shit because people are just in there like everywhere. Like they were raised in a barn or something. Theo Eclipse says, the disrespect she had just throwing clothes around, then redressing the mannequin is absolutely disgusting. It's giving me main character syndrome. Also, protein snacks are a scam. I've looked at the nutrition facts for precarious protein chips, etc. Was that the chicken one? In supermarkets, and they're still just shitty junk food with slightly more protein. They're not even high in protein. A lot of them have like 5 to 6 grams, which is nothing. If you need to make up protein intake for the day, just take a serving of protein powder. Yeah, I mean, really. Per Bugaloo says, give me that with a snap of the fingers is awful. I think she's talking to her employee that films her. She sees herself as above them. She would have a meltdown if a boss snapped their fingers at her like that. Just going through and messing up clothes seems so low class. I guess we're lucky she even put the clothes back on the hangers at all. Yeah, I was really actually waiting for her to just kind of like dump the hanger clothes on the floor too, because it was awful. I was just very shocked. All right, we're gonna wrap up there. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up there. If you guys want to see the rest, I didn't even get through half of these, I don't think. That's kind of cool, actually. So, if I didn't read your comment, nothing personal, but this video is already an hour long, so sorry. But if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a conversation bubble or a mouth down in the comment section. Feel free to leave another comment, that's fine. A little bit of back and forth never hurt anybody. And yeah, I just wanted to read over the comments for this one because it was one of the more popular videos on my channel, and also people were saying some interesting things about Anna that I didn't know anything about. So it does kind of add context to the behavior in the video. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't be offended if I didn't read your comment. And yeah, speech bubble or mouth down in the comments section and let me know what you guys think. And I will see all of you in the next one. Bye!